and welcome to the 49th episode of Tuesdays with Toby. My name is Toby Frierson, and I am delighted to be back with you all again today. Guess what? We literally only have 3 episodes of Tuesdays with Toby left after today's episode, and I cannot tell you how grateful I am, how excited I am that so many of you have literally been on this journey with me since day one, since January 5th, 2021, when I came on and told you all that it was my goal and my desire to give you 1 full year of content, 1 video a week for the next year, and I am 3 episodes away from accomplishing that. So when I tell you today I'm grateful and I'm super excited and I wanna thank you, that is exactly where I am. As I get started today and start reflecting on what we've done the last 4 weeks, which was a 4-part series with my dear friend Kelly Green, who is battling triple negative breast cancer, I wanna make sure you all did not miss that. We did that series right kind of in the height of the holiday season getting started. There was Thanksgiving in the middle of that, but please go back all the way to, I believe, the first Tuesday in November and check out Kelly's journey. During that 4-part series, we kind of started talking about the discovery phase, like when she actually discovered that, whoa, there's something wrong. Let me go get this checked out. So we've got 1 episode dedicated to that. And then the second episode was dedicated towards her coping mechanisms and just the emotional toll that cancer takes on not just you, but your family, your community, your profession. So go back and check out episode 2 where she talks about coping mechanisms and the emotional toll. And then episode 3 was basically how people can help. And I really want you all to hone in on episode 3 because Kelly gives some very tangible ways that we can help and assist her. And if you all want Kelly's information, I'd be happy to reach out to her and make sure I have permission to pass that on. But please go back to episode 3 where Kelly talks about how people can help. And then we wrapped up the 4th episode last week and it was titled Your Fight, Your Victory. And Kelly talks about her personal fight and the fact that she does feel victorious in her heart, even though there's so much going on in her body right now. So as I transition from this 4-part series and move into something different today, I want to thank you all who were able to check that out. I do want to ask you all, if you pray, please continue to push prayers towards my dear friend Kelly. And if not, warm thoughts and well wishes, whatever great energy, whatever you have that you can send to her and her family would be so greatly appreciated. But that was the last 4 weeks of messages. And as we move on today, we're literally within the thick of the holiday season. And I actually want us to talk a little bit about holiday times, spending time with family, and kind of what all that might mean to you, what it means to me as well. But before we do that, as we do each week, it's time for our family rules. So I need you all to look behind me. Ready, read. During Tuesdays with Toby, we will use kind words. Do your best. Always be honest. Forgive and forget. Be happy. Count your blessings. Laugh at yourself. Stay positive and love one another. As I said earlier in the intro, today's episode is dedicated to holiday and family time. And as we examine that, everyone has a different experience with what the holidays mean to them. I mean, honestly, the lights, the parties, the gifts, all the grandeur, sometimes that's just way too much for people. And for others, they completed their holiday shopping and all their decorations right after Halloween. Forget Thanksgiving. People have been bypassing Thanksgiving for years now. But at any rate, I definitely wanted to just take a pause here and be sensitive to the fact that for some people, this is just sensory overload right now. If they see one more commercial, if they hear one more radio ad, if they see one more billboard, and if they pass that neighbor's house who is literally paying $2,000 for their electric bill for the next several weeks, it's just a little overwhelming at times. And I want to give some credence to that and just really put a pin there and say, if that's where you are right now, man, I'm sorry, because there's a whole lot going on as it relates to what will really just kind of, I guess, push your buttons in that vein. But to others of us who are super excited about everything that's going on and who are looking forward to these times, it can also get a little bit stressful too. There's the parties to plan for, there are the dinners to attend, there are the gifts to wrap and the gifts to purchase. And clearly we've been in a pandemic now for almost 2 years. And so financially, a lot of people are strained. The gist of what I'm getting at is, wow, it's the holiday times and there's so much to be considered. But with all those things, I do want to kind of focus on the family moment. The fact that during the holiday times, that is an excellent time to come together with family, friends, co-workers, loved ones. And those dynamics are not always pleasant. While many of us would like to think that they are, and for a lot of us they are, some of us have a lot of fear and trepidation into stepping into that home, maybe even bringing our dish because nobody ever eats our dish. But in all seriousness, it's easy for us to have relational strain and family strain in terms of interpersonal relationships. And a lot of times at the holidays, that's when all of that stuff bubbles up to the surface because we're normally together for the first time in a long time. So I'm going to give you some suggestions of how I would say you should cope with that. The first thing, decide if you want to go. You don't actually have to go to that family dinner. While it would be nice to go and while everyone would love to see you, particularly with the isolation that many of us have had during the pandemic, if you think it's going to personally be damaging to your well-being and your spirit, if you will, you don't have to go. You also don't have to make up a reason why you're not going. It's okay to just tell people, I'm not going to be able to come this year. And if they say why, I'm not going to be able to come this year. I'm really good at just repeating the same thing twice when there's no further explanation needed. But not to turn it negative or whatever, but just through conversations, that's what I've been hearing from a lot of people. I've been hearing a lot of feedback about, you know what, I just don't want to go to my family this year. It's not going to be pleasant. We've got this massive family issue going on, and I don't think I want to go. I don't think it's going to be healthy for me. I don't think it's going to be good for my mental health and my well-being. Friends, I don't think that's a selfish decision at all. I do not think that's a selfish decision at all. However, I do want you to be around someone for the holidays. Because during this time, it's a fantastic time to reflect, to give thanks, to have some joy and some cheer. And just because you're saying that, hey, Toby, my family may not give me that, it doesn't mean that we should not be seeking that out. I want us to have pen and paper and be writing down all the reasons why we're grateful. I want us to have pen and paper and talk about 2022 and literally start to write the vision and make it plain. And some of you will know where I got that reference from. And so these are also in the busyness of everything and all that we just talked about when I started this little talk. There are also some ways that we should be being very, very intentional during the holidays. And one last thing that we should do as well. Can we get some rest? Man, even in the midst of things shutting down and then kind of coming back up and then maybe, you know, the balance between shutting down again or being uber careful, there's been a lot of anxiety and a lot of unknown, and we need some time to kind of clear it out. And the holiday times are also a great time to just have a woosah moment, whatever that might look like for you. I don't know whether you'll have an opportunity to take a short getaway or to have a staycation, but just let's kind of turn everything off. Turn off all the devices. Definitely get off social media. Do not watch the news and spend some time reflecting. We're literally approaching the end of a year. Spend some time reflecting and putting some things in place for you and your family and your loved ones. And then from that point, figure out how to move forward. So while our holiday time and our family time will look different this holiday season, I just wanted to bring you a message of encouragement that you're not committed to anything that you don't commit yourself to, and that this is a joyful time of celebration and of being with family and friends and loved ones if you choose to, and making the best out of these holiday seasons, making the best out of what's to come in front of us. I appreciate you all listening today. Next Saturday is a really special day as Toby turns 42 years old. So when I come back to you next week, we're gonna be doing a recap of what 42 brought me and what my birthday looked like. And I'll be filling you all in on some things to come. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you back here next week after my birthday.